Hi, everybody. It's Fishy again, and I'm going to tell you about a stupid thing I did as soon as I had my extractions the next week. I had been making plans to go to a conference on justice reform in Washington, D.C. I thought it would be a great idea to drive. I made all the arrangements, and then it was time to get my extractions done. And 8 days later, I had to leave for the conference. I took my 17-year-old with me, and we drove across the country with me, all my accoutrements, my pill bags, all the pudding I could haul around and things like that. But it was a comedy of errors. It was the most, now it's funny, but it was the most ridiculous thing I could have done at the time. I left not being able to use adhesive, not being able to use pain med during the day other than regular ibuprofen because I needed to drive the whole time, and no idea what I was going to eat on the way or how I was going to get it all done. Houston to DC, 2.5 days, and then doing the conference for 3 days, and then turning around and doing the trip back home. And I became obsessed with food the whole time, like you do when you get dentures, and you start wondering what you can eat and what you can't. The first day when we were on the road, I was so excited that we stopped at a Chinese buffet. I could barely eat anything. I had maybe a couple corn fritters minced up as small as I could get them, and some soup and rice. Oh, and I was so excited to have got that. Meanwhile, my daughter's piling up her plate with everything she can find and eating it in front of me and leaving half of it on her plate. Ugh. At one point, we had to stop at an Applebee's because I was just about to perish from hunger. And my upper plate was starting to rock a little, to get a little loose, and I would gag on it quite often. So I'd have to stop and pull over and get the bottled water out and rinse the whole thing off, and in a parking lot. So absent a restroom, that's how we traveled. That's how we were able to rinse everything off. Even if I had to pull off on, off of a freeway on a weird exit, we did that. We found out that I could eat Taco Bell rice. That was dinner one night, just being able to sit in a Taco Bell and eat some of the rice. I didn't like what they did with their rice recently. Anyway, whatever. But, it was food and I ate it, and I was glad to get it. And beans. Taco Bell beans. I never thought I'd be so grateful for Taco Bell beans, but I was. When I got to the conference, it was sandwiches and pasta, things like that. So I had minced pasta, as small as I could get it, and just a little bit at a time ate the pasta. People were looking at me funny. I just had to tell them, look, brand new teeth. I'm learning how to eat again. It's just the thing. And we stayed in Washington near Union Station, so we knew there was a food court there. There were lots of potential places to eat. We were very, very pleased to get that close to a lot of options. And there's a Sparrow's, Italian in there. There's Dunkin' Donuts in there. There's Bojangles chicken in there. So I knew I was going to be able to get some things like mashed potatoes and gravy and some pasta. But I couldn't keep anything, I couldn't make a dent in the food that I got. I would get the big plate of spaghetti. I really should have ordered a kid's portion. But I'd get the big plate of spaghetti, take that back to the hotel, and try to eat it. And I wouldn't even look as if I had eaten any of it. I couldn't eat much. My stomach was shrinking, my appetite was going, I don't know. And we tried Bojangles, and I will tell you, that was the best fried chicken I have had in years, because even though I had to mince it down into little bitty pieces, I got to eat the fried chicken, and I got full, really full. I kind of regretted my life choices at that point for a couple hours, but it was so good. Muffins, they had bakeries there with muffins in Union Station, so we did a lot of muffin eating and stuff like that. The whole time I'm trying to pay attention to all these serious issues about criminal justice reform and civil asset forfeiture and sentencing and mandatory minimums and things like this. And I'm consumed instead with whether I can sneak that muffin out of my bag and eat enough of it with nobody seeing me and with my bottom teeth not popping out or my top teeth not popping out. I hope that I took, well, good enough notes to where I didn't miss anything, but it was still touch and go there. I will tell you, the thing that saved me on the way back, was realizing how many towns had Cracker Barrels. On our way, we had Cracker Barrel from almost every time we stopped on the way home, because I knew I could get a big vegetable plate. I could get green beans. I could get hash brown casserole, mashed potatoes, chicken and dumplings. It was like my world opened up. I could actually eat. And I think for the next week after we got home, that's what I ate. It was the craziest thing too, because while I was gone on this trip, it was like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days after extraction. I didn't need the pain meds anymore. I found out, I was taking them at night and sleeping all right, but I'd get up the next morning and I really wouldn't have any pain after that. So I still have some. I just quit taking them. I felt like it was time to give that up. And being able to I guess, test drive a lot of food on that trip where people didn't know me. And if my teeth came out, they wouldn't have, I would never have seen them again. It wouldn't have been a huge deal. Kind of freed me up a little bit, I think, to be able to come home and work on how to make those food experiments work, I guess, for me. But I will definitely tell you, it was difficult to be traveling just 8 days after extraction, between the pain and the exhaustion and the eating issues. I wouldn't recommend it. I really wouldn't recommend it. I'm glad I went to the conference. I wish I could have timed my extractions and done that a little better, and actually watched YouTube videos about wearing dentures before I left so that I would be a little better prepared. One other thing I got to say that saved me is Walmarts. When you travel and you want to stop at a restroom that's reasonably private, if you get late in the day and you get to a Walmart, you could probably rinse out your teeth pretty well. That was an adventure, I'll say. We probably saw every Walmart between here and Northern Virginia and back. We took a different route home, so I would never recommend traveling, especially driving across country. But I will tell you that driving was probably smarter in terms of dental emergencies at that stage than flying would have been. It just took so much longer. I loved it. We loved looking at the country. I am in love with West Virginia. I told everyone my heart belongs to Texas, but I would totally date West Virginia. It was gorgeous. And Tennessee too. I really liked it. But yeah, no, I'm staying in Texas. That said, now that I've had some road effort with dentures in, I think I'll be able to do it a little better next time. Now that I'm 8.5 weeks, it's a little bit easier. Anyway, hopefully that was amusing to you, and you know that your struggles do eventually change, become different, or maybe even less as time goes by. I'm still learning, but sharing it has helped me, I think, to maybe have a better sense of humor about it. So hopefully that amused you. You can learn from my fail. You can laugh at my pain. It doesn't matter. We're in it together. Anyway, have a good one.